Hello and welcome to the final part of our 7-night Norwegian fjords cruise on Sky Princess. In this episode we try the complimentary wine tasting and we have a review of the entire cruise. So it's our final sea day on Sky Princess, coming down the North Sea, beautiful weather. Beautifully calm seas as we've had all the way through. So it's our final. What are you laughing at? Yeah. So it's our final full day on board, sea day. We've been quite busy this morning, haven't we, so far?
Oh, I know. We've even done shopping.
Yeah, we don't do shopping. We've done shopping, but haven't sat there. So we thought we'd do a catch up on last night's entertainment.
Yes. So after dinner, we went to the theatre, and we saw the violinist.
Yeah, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Watkins. He was very good. If you get a chance to see him, he's excellent. Yeah. He's doing another set today, 4:00 this afternoon, which is instead of all having the orchestra behind him and lots of flashy lights and things, he's stripping it down. It's just him and a piano accompaniment. So that could be interesting as well. So that was very good. And then we had a bit of a long stint in there because we stayed on for the next show, which was
Josh Daniels' late night comedy. Boy, he was brilliant the other night. We thoroughly enjoyed him, and we thoroughly enjoyed him again tonight. If Josh Daniels is in the theatre when you're on a ship, go and see him. Your sides will be aching afterwards. Very good comedian.
Yeah, very good.
And not too rude, bearing in mind it was adults only.
Yeah.
It was just funny. Very funny. And then we thought, well, we'll give it a go and try and find somewhere to sit and have a drink. And what happened?
Well, we managed to find a seat.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and Ken stood up at the bar to get a drink because there was no waiters around to get one.
Yeah.
And it was getting close to closing time.
Yeah.
So we ended up with one that was just poured, I think.
Well, it was a long, tall glass, about that tall, and we had a couple of gins, and literally there was that much gin in it, and boy, oh boy, it was...
Definitely a nightcap.
Yeah, it was, but we enjoyed it anyway.
So just to introduce our little friend,
yes.
This is what we went shopping for today.
One of the things.
This is Stanley, and Stanley Bear, who's the princess mascot, and he's actually not for me. I'm going to have to give him away. He's actually been bought for a friend of ours, a very good friend of ours.
Yeah.
So Stanley's going to be very close to us until we let him go tomorrow.
Yeah. And we also did a little bit of shopping. We bought some cigarettes for another friend, and they were extremely good value for money, weren't they?
Yeah.
I was quite surprised, but yeah, good value for money as well. So that was a good job.
And we did a bit of shopping with credit card as well.
Oh yeah, we booked another cruise.
Oops.
Back on Princess again on the 12th of August on Enchanted Princess, who I think is making her appearance in the UK this year.
Exciting things.
Yeah.
Still more to go today, so we'll be dashing off fairly soon.
Yeah, what have we got coming up today?
Oh, we got wine tasting.
We've got a complimentary wine tasting this afternoon. We've got the second set of Mr. Watkins on his violin. Then we've got dinner, a few drinks hopefully,
and then the variety
show tonight, and then a few more
somewhere
drinks.
Somewhere we've got a pack.
Yeah, we've got a pack sometime, which is
just chuck it in. It'll be fine.
Be fine. All going in case in 4 weeks anyway. We're off on a roller. But anyway, yeah. So that's what we've been up to this morning. More to come this afternoon. We'll take you with us to the wine tasting. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do the tasting.
I'll taste it for you, don't worry.
Lindsey will appraise the wines individually on your behalf.
Marvellous.
Yes. Cheerio then. Bye-bye.
We're at the tasting.
Yeah, and what's it looking like so far?
Well, it looks fairly good
So we've got 5 glasses, including one sparkling. This is what we're having today. We got a bottle of water as well, and some little nibbles.
Yeah.
With a bit of cheese.
Nibbles, yeah.
So are you excited?
We enjoyed it last time we did one of
It was
these.
good fun, wasn't it?
Fun. Yeah. And a lot of it down to the personality of the sommeliers.
Yeah, very good.
Breakfast will not fully ripen, so waiting until the end of the season to develop all the character, but if fully ripened, it is more acidic, but crisp wine is going to be
wine.
It comes this way, it's very good for the aperitif, that's the best possible aperitif.
Not champagne.
Starting of course with the champagne, then go for the sparring or production of the white wine, which here,
so what do you think of your Chardonnay?
They're very sour, so like lemon, lime, they're very aggressive. They sort of make your palate sort of pucker and so on, upside down. So here, for Chardonnay, we're always converting this acid to a lactic acid. So the lactic acid are still there. The wine is still quite acid. Beaufort, which is from Marlborough region. And when you're going to cruise with our ships, when the ship stops, 25 minutes, you can see Kim. And how does Kim look like? Do you know? Did anybody meet Kim before?
In the verdict? Better? Good.
Favourite
so far?
It's like banana cabbage. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. The texture, it's almost like warm honey, right? It doesn't look like really liquid, It has a little bit of this heavy texture, right? And when you smell it, obviously you're gonna find the fruits, right? Like peach.
What's on, Lindsay?
I'm enjoying my nibbles.
And what did you actually have?
Cheese and olives, Stilton, which is amazing. This is meant to be a breadstick, but it's not. It's puff pastry.
Oh, very nice.
Yep, it's lovely.
Cheesy?
Yeah.
Yep. And
tortilla chips.
oh,
and
with guacamole and a tomato salsa. I've eaten most of mine because I'm a bit like that, but I'm very similar to Lindsay, but I had some pecan nuts as well. So we're back in Southampton on a bright sunny morning. Lovely out here on the balcony today. As you can hear all the commotion going on down below with all the baggage coming off. So we've got to pop down to the main dining room for breakfast now. Then we've got a priority disembarkation lounge in the Soliel dining room, where I believe there's coffee and bits and pieces for us. And then we can go off at approximately 9 o'clock. It should be fine. So, sad day, as it always is when you leave the place, but we've had a nice cabin, beautiful scenery and a nice cruise. So lucky with the weather for this time of year. Hello and welcome to our review of our 7 nights Norwegian fjords cruise on Sky Princess. Well, you might say, why did we choose to go on this cruise? And there's rather a long story to it, isn't there, Lindsay?
Oh yes, several days worth. It was your fault.
Why?
Because you tested positive and we had to stay home.
Well, yeah, but you tested positive as well.
After you gave it to me.
Well, I'm a generous sort of guy like that, you know.
Anyway, while we were tied up in our house, not tied up, we weren't tied up at all. We were stuck in the house and nothing better to do but look at cruises. And this one came up. And so we decided to book it.
Yeah, why not? It was quite strange, really, because after 40 cruises, we'd never actually done a Norwegian fjords cruise. We'd always sort of poo-pooed the ideas and been boring and seen one fjord, seen them all. But we were very wrong.
We were indeed. Well, we found the food on Sky Princess very good. The included food was great. The main dining room, there was no problem. We really enjoyed the food there. And they couldn't do enough for you, even in the main dining room. But we did choose to go into some of the select dining. One of them was Bistro sur la Mer, and we were a little disappointed with that one. I think our expectations had been built up, and there was nothing wrong with the food, don't get me wrong. Just wasn't the atmosphere
To coin a French phrase, it was almost as though it had lost its va-va-voom.
Yeah.
And it was just like buh-buh-buh.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame, really. And we also did Sabatini's again, which we really enjoyed. Yeah, they've cut down a little bit on the food quantity, and we didn't think that the taste was quite the same as it had been, but you get that with different chefs doing things slightly different ways.
Yeah, the reduction in the quantity was a good thing, because we could have all the courses.
Yeah, that was very good. But overall, it was very good. And then we tried the Crown Grill.
Yep.
Well, we'd never been sure about the Crown Grill. Well, I particularly hadn't, because I'm not a huge steak lover. No. But how wrong I was there. It was absolutely amazing. And I fully intend that the next time I'm back onto a Princess ship, I will be heading my way there as soon as I can.
You just want some more of the salts.
Yeah, the salts were very good. My only mistake was having a sweet, but I've learnt by my mistake, and I should be asking if I can go back to the start and having some of that lovely bread instead.
That cheese bread
that was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was very, very good.
So all in all, food on board Sky Princess, really good. No complaints whatsoever.
Burgers and hot dogs up to the usual standard.
Oh, yes. You have to do your taste test.
Yes.
You are
quality control.
You are a hot dog aficionado.
Ooh.
Yes. Try saying that when you've had a few.
Yeah.
We'll skip now to another very important thing for us on board ship, which is the entertainment. While we were on, there were 2 production shows. The rock opera, which we thoroughly enjoyed and found to be excellent. Hello, Dax.
Hello.
And the other one was Five Skies, which had great production values, super duper scenery and props and everything, but didn't quite hit the mark with me. I don't know why. We know it was based on a video game, but I think it just went over my head.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way of putting it, really. Yeah. And perhaps we ought to see it a second time, just to get another glimpse of it. And the other thing is, I think we sat too far to the front.
Too close to the front, could have been. Yeah, and we had interruptions. But we won't go into that. We've already been through that once. But the other entertainment on board, that I will say, the Ent staff were excellent.
Yes.
A lot of game shows and things during the day. And all the other entertainers around the ship, the singers and the bands, were all very good as well.
Yeah.
Very good class quality entertainment. Yeah. And possibly one of my favourites was Josh Daniels, the comedian. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Seen him before, but yeah. Oh, made my side ache. He had me laughing so much.
Yeah, very good. Well, of course, the one advantage of going onto a Princess ship is the medallion, and using the medallion to gain access into your cabin, and as your in other ships it would be a card to pay for any goods that you have, and indeed it was very good. That worked very well. However, the app was a different story, wasn't it?
The app was a disaster. It kept on dropping out. It wouldn't work. I found that in order to use it, I had to constantly reboot my phone and use it as well, so it wasn't just my phone. Lots of people were having the same problems, and ordering food or drinks on the medallion app, a complete waste of time because you just wait forever. Not good at all. But go to the old-fashioned way, speak to a human, speak to a waiter, and the service was really good.
Yeah.
I guess one of the most important questions to ask when you've been on a cruise is, would you do it again? And Lindsey, would you do it again?
Yes, I would. Yes, very surprised at the Norwegian fjords and really enjoyed it, really enjoyed the scenery. We were blessed with the weather. It was dry, cold but dry, which meant that you could get out and do things. And I think Dax had a nice time on his holiday too, so that was a bonus.
Yeah, so for me it's a definite thumbs up, and for you?
It's a thumbs up.
So yeah, I think it's something that we could end up doing every couple of years or so and thoroughly enjoy. So
I'll get the book out now, shall I?
No, not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
right.
Not yet. We've got a few too many books already. So the other important thing about the cruise, as well as the destinations, is the ship itself, because after all, it is part of the destination. And I found Sky Princess, beautiful ship, well looked after. Just a few problems with the design that we encountered. I miss a walk around promenade deck. That's something I miss on Britannia as well. Bit of a shame, but We knew that before we were going on. However, one thing that did become apparent was there seems to be a lack of public rooms and bars, because there were many occasions during the evening where we really struggled to find a seat.
Yeah, and it became very annoying and wound me up. And he had to suffer.
I did have to suffer quite a lot, I might say.
But it was very frustrating if you came out of somewhere like the theatre after seeing a show, and you could walk from one length of the ship to the other, and it wasn't until you were in the Vista Lounge that you could find a seat. And that's fine, but I don't want to be listening to music every night. I like to sit in a bar and people watch and have a conversation with somebody. It drove me nuts.
I think they've just changed the configuration a bit. And to be fair, there were Brits on board and everyone wanted a drink. And because the Princess Plus is such good value, I think that encourages people to stay out a little bit longer than they may do otherwise.
And if she was more McCline's, people would have been more inclined to stay out a little bit longer, so that would have eased the situation as well. But it did gripe a little bit.
The other thing that I would say is that something we've criticised in the past on Princess ships is the size of the casino, because very often when we've cruised from the UK, the casino is deserted and there's nobody in there. However, on this occasion, the casino was packed.
Absolutely packed.
It was absolutely packed with people. Now, maybe there were people in there just because they wanted to smoke. I think that was part of it. But the tables were busy, the slot machines were busy, and it was a really, really busy casino. So if there's a demand for it, then it should be there. But I do think it's missing a couple of large bars, maybe a pub-style bar or maybe an observation lounge, crow's nest type bar. And I think if you had a couple of them on there, the problems would go away.
Yeah, perhaps they've done that with the new ships coming out, but we'll see.
Maybe. We'll see when we're on Enchanted in August. I think they have changed the layout slightly. But anyway, that's it for us, really. If you've any questions or anything about our time on Skye or the places we visited, please just put it in the comments below. It's been a pleasure sharing our holiday with you. It was a pleasure going on the holiday, and if you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. We've got more coming up soon on P&O's Aurora, our favourite ship, and as we said, Enchanted as well, still to come. And thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.